Have you ever felt frozen by fear just as you were about to take a step of faith? Let me share something that might shift your perspective today. Fear doesn't get the final word when God is walking beside you. That anxiety that creeps into your soul, whispering doubt and standing tall like a giant to block your way. It's something we all face. Fear of failure, fear of loss, fear of the future, fear of the unknown. It's part of life, but it doesn't have to rule it. Over and over again in Scripture, God tells us, "Do not be afraid, for I am with you." So why do we still fear? Maybe because we rely more on our own limited strength than on God's limitless power. We cling to what we can see and understand, forgetting that God moves beyond the visible and outside of our logic. Remember Peter walking on water? As long as his eyes were on Jesus, he stayed afloat. But the moment he focused on the storm, he began to sink. That's how faith works. When we look at the problem, fear takes over. But when we fix our eyes on God, we find strength. God didn't create us to live trapped by fear. He gave us a spirit of power, love, and self-control. That means when fear shows up, we can face it with faith, knowing we're children of a God who never loses a battle. In the Bible, we find real people like you and me, who faced fear and were still used powerfully by God. Moses was afraid to speak, yet God used him to lead a nation. Joshua was afraid to lead, but God promised to be with him every step of the way. David faced giants not because he was fearless, but because he knew he wasn't alone. God fought for him. They felt fear and chose to trust anyway. And so can you. Don't let fear steal what God has prepared for you. Don't fear challenges. They're opportunities to see God's glory. Don't fear the future. God is already there. Don't fear change. Growth is on the other side. And don't fear failure, because every mistake is a lesson and God is still working in you. When fear knocks, answer with faith. Hold on to God's promises, seek His presence, move forward with courage, and remember, He is greater than anything you fear. Now I want to hear from you. Has God ever strengthened you in a moment of fear? Have you felt His presence when everything felt uncertain? Share it in the comments. Your story could encourage someone who needs it today. Thank you for staying with me this far. If these words spoke to your heart, share them with someone who needs to hear them. And never forget, when you walk with God, you never walk alone. He's already one step ahead.